The Maldives, turquoise water, powder white sand, and sunsets that could stop time itself. For most people, it's a paradise to visit once in a lifetime. But for Emma Lawson, it was her workplace, her passion, and later, her greatest test of courage. Emma was a 31-year-old marine biologist from California. She had always loved the ocean, its rhythm, its colors, and its mystery. When she got a job at a luxury island resort in the Maldives, she thought she'd finally found her dream life. Her days were filled with snorkeling tours, coral reef restoration, and teaching tourists about the fragile beauty of marine life. But behind the stunning postcard views and smiling resort staff, there was something no one talked about, a hidden danger beneath the surface. Emma first noticed something strange one quiet evening. She was sitting on the beach, jotting down research notes about coral bleaching. The sky had melted into orange and pink, and the waves whispered softly against the shore. But out in the distance, the water moved oddly, as if a shadow passed beneath it. She grabbed her binoculars, but saw nothing. The next morning, she shrugged it off. The ocean could play tricks on your eyes, she told herself. Still, over the next few weeks, strange things began to happen. Small fishing boats from nearby islands went missing. A local diver named Hassan, someone Emma often worked with, didn't return one afternoon after checking the reef. The island management brushed it off, saying his radio must have failed. But Emma couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. One night, she was invited to a staff bonfire. Music played, laughter filled the air, and for a moment, Emma let herself relax. She danced barefoot in the sand, her worries melting away. But then, one of the older local women, Layla, leaned over and said quietly, "You should stay out of the water after sunset." Emma smiled, thinking it was a superstition. "Why?" she asked. Lila's eyes reflected the firelight as she replied, "Because not everything that moves in the ocean is meant to be seen." The next morning, Emma found herself replaying those words. The Maldives was known for its legends, spirits of the sea, mythical creatures guarding reefs, but she was a scientist. She believed in evidence, not stories. Still, curiosity tugged at her. So she began her own quiet investigation. She checked the dive logs, weather reports, and currents. She discovered that every disappearance had happened near one specific reef, known among locals as the Silent Circle. It wasn't part of the tourist route, and when Emma mentioned it to her manager, he quickly changed the subject. That only fueled her curiosity more. Determined to find answers, Emma planned a solo dive at dawn. She equipped her camera, oxygen tank, and underwater recorder. The morning light was soft and gold as she slipped into the clear water, the reef below glowing with life. For the first 20 minutes, everything was normal. She recorded coral formations and schools of colorful fish. But then the water temperature dropped suddenly. A deep humming vibration pulsed through her ears. She turned, and saw something glinting deep within the coral. It was metallic. As she swam closer, she realized it was a large, rusted structure, like a fragment of a shipwreck. But it wasn't listed on any maps. She ran her hand along it, and noticed strange markings, unlike any writing she knew. She took photos and started to ascend, but just as she did, the current changed violently. Something large moved in the water behind her. She couldn't see it clearly, just a shadow, vast and fast. Her heart raced. She kicked upward, bubbles rising around her. When she broke the surface, her boat had drifted farther than expected, and the air felt heavier somehow. That night, she examined the photos. Most were blurry, but one showed a faint outline of something that looked like a massive fin, almost translucent, near the shipwreck. It wasn't any species she'd studied. Over the next days, she tried to tell her supervisor, Mr. Daniels, but he dismissed it. "We can't afford rumors, Emma. Guests come here for paradise, not fear." But Emma couldn't ignore what she'd seen. So she contacted a friend back in the US, Alex Reed, an oceanographer. She sent him the data and images. A week later, he called her back with an uneasy tone. "Emma, this isn't a natural formation," Alex said. "That wreck you found, it's part of an old military research vessel. I found records of experiments done in that region decades ago, testing underwater sound waves. Some of those frequencies could affect marine behavior." Emma's stomach turned. Could those experiments have mutated something in the ecosystem? The next evening, a storm hit the island. Winds roared, waves crashed, and power flickered across the resort. Emma rushed to secure her research equipment, but as lightning flashed, she saw it again, just off the reef. A colossal shape moving in the surf. She recorded as much as she could before the storm forced her inside. When morning came, parts of the dock were destroyed, and the water near, the silent circle, shimmered with a strange, oily sheen. Emma realized this wasn't just a mystery, it was a threat. She and Alex decided to publish their findings, exposing the old experiments and warning the government about possible ecological risks. The resort tried to silence her, claiming she was overreacting, but she refused to back down. Her courage sparked an investigation. Officials discovered remnants of a secret project involving sonar testing that had long been buried. The powerful sound waves had disturbed marine habitats, altering behavior in deep-sea species. In truth, the creature she saw wasn't a monster, it was a whale species driven into unnatural territory by human interference. The hidden danger wasn't myth, it was mankind's negligence. Emma stayed in the Maldives, continuing her work to restore the reef and protect the ocean life she loved. Locals began calling her the guardian of the reef. She would often stand at sunset, watching the calm waves, remembering the storm, the fear, and the lesson it taught her. Even in paradise, there are truths hidden beneath beauty, and sometimes, the real monsters are the mistakes we leave behind.